Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Zachariah Connor. I'm a guitar player from Corvallis, Oregon, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite guitars, my Squier Vintage Modified Jazzmaster. This is my number one, and it has been for a few years, and I'm going to tell you what I love about it and show you kind of what it sounds like. This guitar has been heavily modified, and I highly recommend going the modding route at least for one guitar. Take a guitar that's kind of middle of the road, you know, a little bit cheaper, but it's got something special, and then kind of upgrade it until it's really, really great. This guitar plays better and sounds better than a lot of other guitars costing a lot more. So let's start with the story. My dad got this guitar for me for my birthday back in 2016. I was playing it in a music store and really, really liked the sound of it, and it was only $300, so he picked it up for me, and that was very gracious of him. Thank you, Dad. I appreciate it. Why the Jazzmaster? I really wanted a guitar that kind of had some combinations of features. My first guitar was a Fender Marauder from the Modern Player series, and so it was kind of Jazzmaster-esque. It had a Jazzmaster neck pickup and kind of a Jazzmaster shape, but the body was like that long instead of that long, and it had more pointy horns. And I really liked that guitar, but this guitar is really kind of what I wanted, and kind of realized I really did want a Jazzmaster, and this guitar kind of suits me really well. It's extremely comfortable. The offset design is probably the most comfortable guitar to play sitting down, hands down. There's nothing more comfortable. A Strat's close, but this is the best. Yeah, like I said, it's a Squier Vintage Modified Jazzmaster, so it's very vintage spec with the rhythm circuit. It had the vintage bridge, normal Jazzmaster pickups, three-way, two knobs, vintage tuners, which are these awesome 6 in a line kind of clues and replicas. They don't have a hole in the side like a traditional tuner. They have a hole in the middle and then a slot, so kind of like a bass tuner. So you put the string in the hole, bend it into the slot, and then just wind it, and they stay in tune so great. I really, really like them. But yeah, just like a Strat or Tele, the Jazzmaster is a 25.5-inch scale length. So the Jaguar, which looks similar but has those narrow pickups and more chrome bits, that guitar has a 24-inch scale length. So these two guitars are different. I owned the Squier Vintage Modified Jaguar before I got this guitar. That guitar was great. This guitar is a lot better, in my opinion. It's just more suited to my playing. I started modifying the guitar once I got it. The first thing I did was shim the neck, so I put a few pieces of cardstock in the neck pocket. And this is a common mod that a lot of people do on Fenders, and Fender used to do it from the factory before they had CNC machines to get the correct neck angle. And so a common problem with the Jazzmaster is that the strings pop out of the grooves of the saddle, like on the vintage style bridges, because they just have threaded rods that they chop up and use as saddles. So to correct that, I shim the neck to get a more downward force on the bridge and keep the strings in place a little bit better. Let's talk about kind of what else I did to the guitar. So then I replaced the pickups. The stock pickups were Duncan design, so they're designed by Seymour Duncan, manufactured overseas. They had ceramic magnets and they were horrible. I didn't really like them. I really wanted something with a little more chime, a little more brightness, a little more articulation, and these pickups deliver it. These are from the Creamery, pickups.co.uk in England. Jamie makes excellent vintage reproductions. This is his baby wide range 71 for Jazzmaster humbucker, and it's great. It's a really fantastic pickup. It's bright, it's clear, it's great for praise and worship, it's great for my kind of alternative rock band. It's great for anything you really want. And then this pickup's really fantastic. This is his classic 58 for Jazzmaster neck pickup. The sound of it is like a big fat Strat and Tele kind of combined into one, so it kind of sounds like a big Tele, and I really like that. So it's a good kind of middle ground between, like, if you like Fender but you want a little more power, this is kind of the vibe, and it plays so well. I think that's what attracted me to it. It's just effortless to play. I'm always able to get the action kind of right where I want it with the right strings, and I never am there's no fret sprout still on this thing, even though I've been in some bad humidity, or bad dehydration, lack of humidity, I should say. The frets are perfect. They're my favorite vintage, tall and narrow frets, so my fingers aren't like hitting the fretboard or rubbing on the fret even when I'm up here. But yeah, this guitar definitely has, like, acoustically, it has kind of a honky quality that comes through electrically. I'm not really sure kind of how that is. But yeah, it's sonic blue with a white pickguard, cream parts. I've replaced the pots a million times. I'm pretty sure I have a Emerson Custom 1 meg and a Fender 500K, or maybe it's the other way around, something like that. These are the witch hat knobs. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're worth it for the look. I've replaced this the switch, sorry, with a Switchcraft switch. It still gets dirt in it, and I shouldn't have replaced it because I could have just cleaned the other one. But yeah, basically we need sealed 3-way toggles. I don't know why we're still screwing around with these horrible things. The rhythm circuit's still there. That's cool. The neck's really cool. It's got a bit of bird's eye on it, just a little subtle. So that's one thing I really like about the guitars. It's really pleasant to look at. The neck is anyway. Fretboard's good. I don't really see a whole lot of grain filler or anything in there, so I like that about it too. I'm pretty sure the body's made of basswood. It's not the lightest guitar I own, but it's also not super heavy like my Jaguar was. Mastery bridge. This is a big upgrade for Jazzmasters. It fixes the strings popping out issue, gives you more sustain, it takes that percussive attack and calms it down. It's kind of like adding a compressor, but just for the guitar, so it makes it a little bit more makes it sound a little bit more like a Tele or a Les Paul, as opposed to like a really percussive guitar. The trem system is still a stock one. It's pretty cheap. It does this. It's really squeaky, and yep, did it there. It's so smooth and really nice. It clicks a little bit, so I'm excited to upgrade to a Mastery vibrato someday. So Mastery, please send me one. So as you can hear, the rhythm circuit's really, really dark, and it also, once you turn it on, it has its own volume and tone, like I said before, that operates independently of these guys. So I don't really have a use for it that much. I kind of like it sometimes to simulate a darker sounding pickup, but for the most part I just leave it off and don't touch it. Some people, you can use it as a kill switch if you wind down the volume here and just do this. Alright, so that's a quick look at my Jazzmaster. Hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of what the Jazzmaster can and can't do. Please like and subscribe for more content if you want to. Follow me on Instagram. Also follow my bands, Makeshift Casual, and the Morningtide Music on YouTube and Instagram as well.